Hi, I'm David Taylor. Some interesting things happened to me today. Somebody was asking me, for example, what the legal implications are of the bridge collapse that happened at Grayson Drive. So, for example, people were taking photographs of the vehicles that were involved in the collapse of the bridge and were harmed by it, and yet they didn't delete out the registration details of those vehicles, which meant it wasn't very difficult for people to find out who was involved in those accidents. And of course, because there were people who were deceased, it's quite a sensitive matter. Some comments on social media were to the effect that it didn't have any effect because it's quite difficult to get that information, but past experience has shown that it has. That's why we have Section 14 in the Constitution that deals with privacy laws. So there are a number of issues around taking photographs and displaying personal information. I remember quite a few years ago there was a front page story in one of the newspapers where the newspaper had accused a farmer of being a racist. They had taken a photograph of his bakkie, and in the front of the bakkie the farmer was driving with the dog in the front seat, and at the back of the bakkie a farm labourer was sitting. They had published the person's license plate number, and that person had received a number of threats and angry recriminations. When the farmer was contacted for his side of the story, he had explained that the dog had belonged to the farm labourer. They had taken it to a vet for stitches, and the vet had said that the dog should not be put in the back of the bakkie, but rather should be put in the front so that it wouldn't tear open its stitches. Whether the story is true or not, it simply illustrates that one cannot know the consequences of disclosing the personal information of somebody else, and the full story is not always evident. That is why we have privacy laws in South Africa to protect the privacy of people. And there are a number of fun and interesting stories around privacy, and I'm going to discuss a few of those with you in some of these videos.